call this regular board meeting of the Contractors License Board to order at 10:08. We start with roll call. My name is Selena Ashland, Vice Chair, sitting in for the Chair today.
Geraldine Tennyson, Board Secretary.
Peter Davis, CLD Investigator Supervisor.
Vince Ariola, DPW.
Margaret Guerrero, Admin Assistant.
Deborah Lafana, Administrative Officer.
JP Ogden, CLB Executive Director.
Marcus Benamia, CLB Investigator.
Aaron Aragon, CLB Investigator.
And joining us online is
Matt Cruz, board member.
Rita Borja, board member.
and thank you all. We have quorum.
Yes.
So, moving on to item 3, affirmation of public notices advertised in the Guam PDN e-edition on January 14th, 2026 and January 19th, 2026. Also published on the CLB website and the Government of Guam portal. Okay, at this time, we'll review the minutes for the board meeting held on December 17th, 2025. Please review if there are any comments. Go ahead. Do we have a motion to approve?
I move to approve.
Okay, we have a motion to approve by board member Matthew Cruz. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Okay, second is by DPW Director. Alright, item 5 is for public comments. There's no one from the public present. Excuse me, sorry. So we will move on to section reports and start with the administrative division.
Good morning, thank you, Vice Chair. Right now, the administrative section report, this one here is as of January 16. We have applications for active contractors of 935, inactive contractors is 27, and master electricians is 51, for a total of 1,013. Currently, the new applications for licenses that we have received as of from December 17 to January 16, we have 2 for sole proprietor, 2 for sole proprietor with RME, 0 on corporation, 2 for LLC, limited liability corporations, and 2 for RMEs, total of 8. Our current revenue right now from October 1st, 2025 to January 16, 2026, revenue collected has been $52,520. Yes, and we have the attachments also on regards to the new licenses, with one being that he was an RME and has also now sought out for sole proprietor, and that one there would be item number 4. Also, on the last meeting, we also wanted, or the board had requested that we do a comparison report for a couple of the years back. So if you see the second report there, it is showing right now for years 2024, 2025, and 2026 as of January 16, 2026. There is evidence here that we have increased in our active contractors, being that 2024 was 988, 2025 was 1,013, and as of January 16, we already have accumulated 935 active contractors. Inactive contractors, you actually see a decrease. 2024, we had 34, 25, we had 33, and as of January 16, we had 27 inactive. For master electricians, there has been an increase. So with that there, the 24 was 34, 25 was 50, and as of January 16, 51 master electricians. So there has been a progressive increase as far as our contractors.
Any comment?
Yeah, inactive contractors. Can you explain that? What they're,
Basically what it is when they became a licensed contractor with us, some of them had not renewed because they ended up not either having projects at the time, so therefore they opted to put themselves as an inactive contractor.
So you're allowed to be an inactive contractor with no penalties and come back as an active contractor. In some situations, some of them are sick. They know that they're going to be off island, medical and stuff. They choose not to have an active license. They put it in inactive, and they knowing that they can come back and make it again.
for like how long? Is there a period?
Yes.
A year, 2 years, 3 years?
3 consecutive years they can actually file inactive.
Stay inactive?
Yes.
So within that 3 years, they can come back and then we grant them a,
They can file
yeah, yeah.
active.
okay,
On the
Longer than
4th
3
year.
years, they're gonna have to re-exam.
Renew the.
okay. Is that by statute?
Yes.
Okay. We have something similar at Peels.
Yeah.
But Peels is, I think
Yeah.
we're looking at something, we gotta change it.
Yeah.
So I was just
So
wondering.
it helps them to, it's not unusual for them to be dormant. They're for one other reason, their business is going down, they don't have workers. Later on, they come back, they decide to open up again, and then they knowing that they can get an active license
Yeah.
again, so
Okay,
that helps them.
thank you, thank you.
Any other?
That concludes.
Okay, thank you for the report. Moving on, let's go to the investigation division, Ms. Nina Bailey.
Thank you, Vice Chair. Good morning, everyone. Our report for the investigation section, we have 6 open cases, number of citation 2. The amount of fines to date is 27,000 and permits 66. Case number 1, 2021-0904, GMI versus Menzies. I'm just gonna give an update on this because we will have a problem again on the hearing officer, but we received a letter from the AG's office on December 29 that we are assigned a new hearing officer again, and her name, the name is Jillian Russell. That is the new hearing officer that is assigned by the AG's office to this case. So this is still pending a hearing. And on December 31, Executive Director Agon had followed up and wrote a formal request to the AG's office regarding our legal representation because we don't have an attorney still, and Mr. Tom Killer had retired. So that is the thing that we are still waiting on for us to be assigned.
Mike? Excuse me, have we actually reached out to the new attorney that has been assigned to us with regards to an update of what she intends to do in order to bring forth this case?
Yes, we are in communication and they have received the packet, the blue packet. Our file for the case has been submitted to their office and it's under review right now. By the
Has there been any estimate or follow-up for an estimate of a date for the case to be heard?
we don't have any.
Yeah.
Okay.
As far as this, Mr. Cruz, their last request was all the information we had on the case, we sent it to them, so they said they will be reviewing and getting back to us. So to answer your questions, there's no, they did not get back to us on any particular date on how they're gonna approach this. They're still, in our understanding, reviewing the case. So we're pretty much, when we communicate with them, we gave them everything. They said to hold on, they'll get back to us after they finish reviewing the whole case. And so that's where we're at right now. And that's about, you know, unless,
Can we get a reasonable expectation or impose on them a reasonable expectation for action rather than to wait until they've looked at our file? If we impose or ask or
so that's been a
request
month already, right?
that we actually have some sort of solid date or
Recently.
estimated date
Yeah.
of action, perhaps we should be using that tact for moving it forward where we're more active with regards to interacting with them and holding them to some accountability for bringing the case forward.
We can
I
send
would
it,
suggest that we
yeah,
do.
we can send an email. They've had the file less than a month, so we can send an email and ask them if they have any feedback on as far as how we're gonna approach this. Because we still haven't
You know,
been
we can-
assigned, right, a
We
case.
can say that they've had it for less than a month, and are we saying that that's acceptable with regards to reading the file?
Because
We need to make sure that we determine within the board what is acceptable and what is not with regards to expectations with the Attorney General's office in order to bring this to a friggin' close, since it's been with us forever.
Yeah, we'll send an email and find out if they have any status, what's the update status on that particular case and any update status on representation for our office.
The implications of asking for an update means that, you know, they can just brush us off and say, hey, we're looking at it and we'll get in touch with you, rather than taking more proactive stance and saying, hey, you've had it for this long, we need to hear about it because this has been outstanding for how many years? And the case file has been within your office of the Attorney General for this long, regardless of whether it's been, we've gone through how many attorneys. We need some sense of urgency for that office and for the attorney that has been assigned to us, and to communicate that to her so that she is held accountable, that it is transparent that we have been pressing for for action on this case. That way we have the backup with regards to the board being actively and aggressively seeking a resolution to this case.
Okay. We can do that.
So yeah, I think, you know, to just support what Matt's saying is that we continue to be aggressive
Right.
with the follow-ups, maybe, because will be starting, this year will be 5 years, you
Yeah.
know?
But-
Yes.
And it's been sitting, now, we may not have as much influence or, you know,
Yeah,
ability
we
to
can
move
push.
the AG's
Right,
office
right.
forward, but, you know, we don't want,
We can definitely push an email
yeah,
with a more stance on it and
yeah.
I think the biggest hurdle here is our own legal counsel,
Counsel, yeah.
because we have the hearing officer, but Tom Killer's retirement really also had put us back.
Right.
so we can inquire on both.
Yeah.
For our representation and an update and to push harder on getting this resolved, this particular case resolved.
Okay. So case number 2, 2025-0402, F. Andrada versus Jum. This is the workmanship that it's almost gonna be resolved, but the thing is that the complainant is still off island. So the final resolution is for the roll-up door to be installed, but without her on the island, so it's still an open case. And number 3, Anna Eleno versus IJ Construction. This is an unfinished work, so the parties, the investigators went there to do a site visit, and the parties had agreed to a 5 months extension because there is a revision in the drawing. So we're waiting for the approval of DPW, but we're hoping that by May, this case is going to be, the occupancy will be issued and this case is going to be closed. And number 4, 2025-1102, Jungli versus Comeco, workmanship issues, installation of glass doors and windows. This case is going to civil. The last board meeting, they're trying to settle, but I think the settlement has failed, so they're just gonna take it to court. We're waiting for the document from court, and then we can close this case while they are doing it at the civil court. Number 5, case number 2025-1101, CLB versus Giant Construction. This is a no permit case, so we issued a 5,000 citation to Giant Construction, and it's still open. They haven't paid the citation yet.
Where is this, I'm sorry?
This is the
Palisades.
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 This is Palisades?
Yeah.
This is, so when they changed companies, it went over to Giant, and Giant was supposed to have their permit under their name, and so we brought them in that particular situation, and because of that failure to change
Contractor. Yeah.
change contractor, that is their
That's okay.
violation. And so we come to an agreement that they're gonna do a promissory note monthly
Yeah, for 3 months.
for 3 months.
And what was the reason for the contractor change?
So the project started with
221.
and why they changed over to Giant, we don't know, but
They have a contract.
yeah, but they should have made the changes to the blueprints and all the work that Giant was taking over. When the situation happened up there, the understanding what it was under 221, after further review, they realized that it was Giant that was doing all the work. They just didn't accomplish the paperwork to reflect that they took over that particular job site
From the other
from 221.
to 200?
Yes.
Yeah, actually the contractor is Giant.
They're the
So they're
construction
not
company.
in
Yeah.
compliance.
They are the
They're in
construction.
compliance.
It's not the 221, so
They made the changes already?
They did.
They did it.
So the building permit's now under Giant Construction.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
So it's correct now, and so, but still, we did issue a 5,000 and we divided it up by 3 months, monthly payments, yes. Okay.
So last case, number 6, case number 2025-1201, Michael Sakasaki versus Solid Foundation. This is another permit. No permit issue here. We issued cease and desist for this, and we had cited the contractor for the violation, and we fined the contractor 1,500. It's still unpaid. So
What were they doing?
renovation, extension. This is the one in Asen. So it is really the building officials already went there, and they know that this project has to be stopped, and they need to submit a drawing to DPW.
This is a concrete home, and then right next to it is maybe like a 2-story metal frame home in Asen. If you drive around the main road inside Asen Village, you will see this 3-story made out of all metal and a pitch roof, tin, and that's the no permit. And then I guess they're coming to some conclusion where they want to make it. They want to get the permit, and then they want to make it engineer proof, right? As far as
Certified.
It has to be
certified.
designed properly.
I don't think there was blueprints for that project.
But they're in the middle of construction, and now they're just asking for an engineer to stamp the plans?
Correct.
Is that the way I read this?
Yeah, so we have to
Yes,
stop it.
Did we put a stop work order on the
Yes.
thing?
stop
we
work
did.
order, they're gonna actually now start kinda go
They
backwards.
gotta go backwards.
Yes. And the first initial, the homeowner wanted to take it down. And then during the investigation, he changed his mind and now he wants to get it up to code. And then as with a verbal, get it up to code and then sell the home. But, you know, that's where we're at right now. But he'll still issue the citation for no permit.
And the contractor is called Solid Foundation?
Yes.
Okay.
What is the issue with what penalty, what do we do with regards to the owner of the property that engaged and contracted with a contractor that did not have permits? What happens,
That's a fine, right?
if anything?
The fine is on the contractor because he
Yes.
should know the, the rules, the public, the building code and everything like that. I think, the homeowner just, went with, the contractor's idea not to get a permit, but it's a violation, of course.
We're holding the
You know, a lot
contractor.
of times this occurs when people want to circumvent the permitting in buildings. And, yes, we find the contractor, sometimes, I'm not saying in this case, or, homeowners or property owners engage in this type of transaction for either discounted, building, costs or some other benefits from not going the right route.
So Matt, I think we talked about it the last board meeting, and this is where outreach
Yeah.
to educate the public in general, but I think within our authority,
The
we can't go
license.
over private citizens,
Yeah.
homeowners,
We-
commercial
What
owners.
about
So,
DPW?
Yes, they impose a fine
as,
on the.
yeah, for owners, yeah, DPW may have purview
for
over the
for
private
building permits.
owner, but.
Pretty much all we do, we just do a stop work order. I don't think there's anything in the
And then they can
statute
raise
that
the fees, right? They
authorizes,
can raise the fees to
fines,
the.
yeah. The fines come from here, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So, but I think from CLB standpoint, this is
We
an
hold the
area
licensed contractors
accountable.
accountable because they know.
Understood.
But I think in general, how we, again, it's, we talked about outreach from this agency to educate the public, the end users. And that's maybe how we can effectively try to deter the homeowners and private citizens to engage, properly with licensed contractors and know what those contractors should be doing for them.
And what would happen if they
No,
don't?
it just seems that we only get wind of this if there's a disagreement between the contractor and the homeowner. Otherwise, it never comes.
Yeah.
That's where the investigators, when they do their going around, sometimes they catch those, or sometimes when public works inspectors go around and then they forward it to our office, we catch it like that. So yes, there's I'm sure some out there that get away with it, but we try our best to get out there and get the guys that, if it's a new construction, at least stop by and see if they have a permit.
Understood.
I had one, and I think you folks are already on it because it came to my attention about a couple of weeks ago. This was some construction in Dedido, Camachili Lane. Marcus, you're on that?
Yes, sir. Legal
Okay.
So we
terms.
should a citation.
Okay, so has that been resolved?
Not yet, the homeowner is not cooperating with us. We got her in already, we explained to her.
There's a language
the
barrier.
violation. There is a language barrier, she's Chinese. We try to explain the situation and she's just saying, I don't understand, and now she's sick to come in when we're trying to bring her in.
So two things happening in that particular case, there's a language barrier and then there's no cooperation on, she, I think understood enough English to know that we were asking for a name of the contractor that was working, and she refused to give the name.
That's correct.
And she understands that part, like, no, I don't wanna get anybody involved, this is my friend, they're helping me, I don't wanna get them in trouble. And so that's pretty much, they did that conversation through a cell phone and translator. So after that meeting, it's hard to get her back into the office because of one reason or the other, but the case is still open and we're still working that case. And there is a stop order in that
Okay, the
particular.
construction has stopped, right?
The
Yes.
construction is stopped.
Yeah. I think that came about, some neighbors were just, you know,
It's actually a bigger job than we thought.
right, it's a complete second story, right?
Yes, exactly.
And I think they were, without a permit, they were
Yes, tapping into the
tapping
water.
into the water or sewer or something
Yes.
without a permit as well.
Yeah, so we're still on that.
Okay,
Okay.
thank you. Thanks, Mark.
Okay, so part 2 of my report are the study guides and the exam for review by the board members. There are 3 classifications that is for review: C27 landscaping, C3447 pest control, and C43 sewer. So we tried to schedule a work session with the board members, but we were not so successful. So we have all the documents here right now. If the board wanted to go ahead and review it, then
Do we have time? We can close and pause for a work session.
It's really up to the board.
Yeah.
If you wanna do that, definitely.
The only thing is, they
yeah.
don't have copies.
I emailed
Oh, you
them
emailed
copies of the study guide, but unfortunately
Yeah.
not the exam part.
If-
Yeah,
if-
okay.
If not now, can we schedule at least our next board meeting to review? Because we understand that everyone's busy and it's just hard to bring them in. But if possible, our asking is that we can set some time to review the exams that are ready for review so that we can push it out and of course, understanding that this is also a mandate from the OPA, and so we're just trying to keep on top of that, moving forward, trying to knock what we can. So if not today because we don't have them physically in the room,
we
then
can give them, give
Yeah.
them the packet, they can take it, and then there is also paper that they can write their,
Yeah,
if
so
that works, I don't know.
I would
Take it.
recommend, well, obviously,
Yeah.
we've discussed that the exams should not
yeah,
be the office. But maybe we can just have it available and within
Yeah.
the time to our next board meeting, we can just individually, I mean, obviously, it's more productive when we're in a group, cause it kind of facilitates discussion and all that, but if we can't come to an agreeable time where we can sit together, we can come in individually, just have like a check off.
You guys have all
Yeah,
no comments.
your packets
It
already.
that would make sense if we reviewed it, and then if we met, then it would make it more expedited.
I don't understand, I got, oh my God.
Hello.
Rena, can you put yourself on mute, Rena? Cause I think there's.
I have no problem, any meeting, any of this review, I can do that in the late afternoon, but not mornings. And if you guys can, if I can get a packet, I can review it too, okay? Sorry, I can't be there in person.
no problem. So, Mr. Cruz, Matt, you were saying that we can have it readily available,
So if we review it prior to the meeting, if we do hold a meeting as a group, we would already have our edits available, and then we can just run down
faster.
what the edits are within that meeting, and then come to a consensus then.
Okay, that,
It would run
well,
quicker.
that works for me. I mean, at least, it'll be shorter during the board meetings.
Yeah.
And then, of course, it opens up to any time you guys are convenient,
Yeah.
can just swing by the
That's
office,
convenient for us.
and we can have the package readily available.
Yeah, the packets are available, depends on what, how you guys gonna proceed. like if we might wanna come in 9 o'clock, like before the next board meeting.
They're suggesting
So-
that they'll come in their own time, Ms. Nita, and then make their notes, and then when they do meet with the board, just go through the notes real quick.
So, yeah, let's just set a deadline for 1 week before the board meeting, that if everybody at their leisure can just come into the office
Yes.
and make their, review them, make any comments or notes, and obviously if there's no comments, then the next board meeting, we can just, bring it to a vote, approve,
Okay.
and, get these, updated exams in place.
Sounds good. I agree.
That's all for investigation.
This one here is only for pest control, right? And
There's
structural?
three.
Pest control?
Yeah.
For pesticides, is there one for herbicides? Is that separate?
It's
I think it falls under-
There's different
It
kinds.
falls under pest
Yeah,
pest
pest
control?
control,
I think,
Okay.
sir, that's EPA that
EPA,
regulates
yeah, it's EPA.
herbicide versus pesticide.
Right,
That's it.
but you still need a contractor's license for herbicide?
Yes.
If you're
I think
falls
so,
under-
I'm not sure actually.
I-
Right?
I don't think we have a
We
separate-
don't?
The
I don't think we do
herbicide,
herbicide.
mostly you could find it in the landscaping, I think.
Oh,
Yeah, it
Yeah.
kills the grass, right?
Right, right.
Kills the grass.
Yeah.
But this is
So it might be
the,
under the landscaping?
under the landscaping.
Okay,
There
okay.
is-
I'll take a look at it, yeah. So, I'm sorry, comment?
So what it is, the package will be prepared for review, and, the board members can come into the office and say, okay, I'm here to just review, and then, they can go through their packets, make some
Right now?
notes, and so the packet will still be here. When the board meeting convenes, give the packet to the individual, and then go through those highlights that they made for the exam, and they can approve or disapprove the exams.
Do we go through, we don't do this through public, right?
No, we shut down
Yeah,
yeah, yes.
We run it as a work
Yeah,
session,
right.
Correct,
yes, okay.
But it'll be available for them to come in at any time, they have time.
Okay.
So it's kinda hard to get people to come together at the same time.
Okay, so as the board chair was suggesting, we make it available, say, a week before, right, something like that? Or any
We'll
time?
make it available from today, but just set a deadline a week before the board meeting so that the staff can go through it. If there are any comments, that they can compile it.
Okay.
So it's ready for presentation at the board
Okay.
meeting.
Okay.
Sounds good. Thank you.
I'm done, yes, thank
Oh,
you
you're
so
done.
much.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you, Nita. Moving on to the director's report.
Director,
So that's what we discussed.
yeah. Basically, there's no new thing on my end. We're just moving on with what we're doing with our office on the day-to-day. There's nothing really to report on my end as far as that sticks out from last month, so nothing to report.
Sometimes no news is good news. All right, let's move on to old business. Review the proposal for the update on the CLB fees. I think we have a table for that. Okay. I think you guys put what the percentage increases and all, and the last.
The last one, yes, I do have a copy if you would like to actually see that again.
I'm
But
not
this
sure.
is just the comparison that was requested, inflation factor versus admin, processing costs, and then also including the other fees that are, that we charge. It was a little bit harder to do the other fees for administrative processing costs, simply because anybody can, process these things. So, figured to just go ahead and go with the inflation factor.
Okay, so the suggested, new fees are under the inflation factor column?
Well, those are the comparisons, so whichever,
Okay, so the inflation factor, basically, it is what it says, inflation factor.
Yeah.
The administrative processing cost is basically what individual touches this particular license. For example, license to act on a specialty contractor, it's $688 and that came, how did we come up with that cost? It basically starts from the door, who touches the application, what process it goes through, and then when it gets to the investigative, how many hours they work on it, what did they do with that application? That's the cost that we came up with based on people's salaries, how long it took them to review. That's what we came up with, administrative cost. When you come down to the reissuance of the license or issuance of a certified copy of license, because that's a little bit harder to say we couldn't really use that particular method in calculating from that there down. We decided to just say we're just gonna use the same cost as far as the inflation factor and carry it on to the right side. So when we do that, doing just the inflation factor, it's a little bit less than the administrative processing costs. And mind you, we have a lot of seasoned people that work in this office, so of course their salary is a little bit higher than let's just say new employees. So that's why it kind of goes up that high. But if we just use the inflation factor from when it was approved back when it was 400 and then to 2026 605, it seems like I mean we're about the same area, but just a little bit less. And I mean this is just kind of like the beginning of giving the board something to look at as far as possible increasing of our rates, our fees.
And again, when was the last?
2009?
Oh,
Yeah.
2009.
Yeah.
2009, yes.
Yeah, this is 2009, the
Yeah.
400 is a 2009.
Yeah, there you should put 2009.
So
I
this is
apologize.
going to be six.
Um, any comments?
Again, we're looking at, I know you guys were expecting this, but I know we're saying that we're a little lower than market. That's gonna pose an issue with regards to recruitment. So let's look at seeing how close we can get to being competitive. Thank you.
Okay.
With regards to salaries.
Right.
Okay, so this is still kind of like
Yeah.
a working.
Yeah, it's a working right now for the board, but I guess the process will be, what does the board wanna, I guess to tweak it
Yeah.
is one thing. How would you like us to tweak this adjustment of cost? And then after we decide what method to follow, when should we start to push for that increase? Because that's a whole nother process right there.
So how do the other agencies like DPW or has there been like administrative fee increases?
We have all kinds of fees, I'll be honest, we haven't touched them at all.
Yeah.
Building permit fees, the percentages, I know a lot of it is, just generally speaking, right?
Yeah.
Cost of living here in Guam is just outrageous.
Right,
And so we're trying to take that into account as well.
yeah,
Everyone talks about it's so difficult to build a house, to own a house, to buy a house, and our purpose in terms of building permits fees is a pretty significant amount based on the cost of construction. So we're kind of mindful of that. So we're kind of like in a holding pattern right now.
right. Yeah, and I think with considerations of other types
Yeah.
of legislation that's going through, review and for vote, like the minimum wages and things like
Right.
that, we don't wanna burden
Right.
the market. And of course, we're seeing from obviously the administrative report that there's an increase in contractors and we don't
Right.
wanna deter that growth and,
Right.
resource availability
Right.
to the community, but we also don't wanna eat the costs as
Right.
Right.
well.
On the other hand, we are totally
Precisely.
self-sufficient. We are
Yeah.
totally self-sufficient there,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well,
Costs are costs,
yeah.
they don't lie, and if you underprice yourself, then you run into the danger of, what you're doing is you're setting yourself up for failure.
Yeah.
Right, we certainly don't wanna run a deficit where we can't pay the power, can't pay the electricity, we can't pay salaries, whatever, so, I think maybe we should, let's take a look, maybe at the next board meeting, go into deeper financials,
Yeah.
see what our budgets have been, the last, let's go back the last 3, 4, 5 years and see what the budgets are, expenses, line item by line item, just to make sure that,
Yeah,
because these
we
are the
wanna-
same questions public are gonna ask.
Yeah.
For sure, for sure.
And we wanna do
Yeah,
our due
yeah.
diligence
Right.
and
Yeah.
make sure before, nobody
Yeah.
likes the increased cost, but that obviously is a fact of life right now, but,
Yeah,
if we can avoid it, we should do our best.
Facts are facts, when we're there in the budget hearings, having the appropriate, backup, is essential. So even if we don't get our ask, then, we can go back and say, we lifted it, this was what we recommended, and this is what we found to be true and factual, but we just didn't get it. That way, the onus isn't on us because we didn't do our homework, the onus is on the lawmakers who chose not to give us what we found to be what we needed. Nothing less, nothing more than what is factual.
So.
I mean, I'm even looking at the law here, there's a compensation, I think none of us are getting compensated, right? Are we?
Oh, the $50.
Yes. No, these guys are getting compensated, right?
Yes.
Are you getting compensated?
But
Yeah.
I did, I haven't checked my PO box or something.
No, right?
The board, yeah.
Not you.
Yeah,
I think
unfortunately,
you were
not
looking
you,
at how
sir.
to get your compensation over this way.
Ex officios, no,
Yeah.
but the board, yes.
But to answer that, Chair, this is just a working, and it's up to the board to
Yeah.
just let us know, what you want us to tweak it, or how the
Right.
board wants us to tweak it. And then, like Mr. Cruz said, I guess the board would decide if, we're pushing forward, or the board wants to hold it back. But, just let us know, what the feedback is, and we'll try to get a product that, if we do wanna go forward, that we can stand by and, like Mr.
Yeah, so I think
Ariola said, defend it.
Justified.
Yeah, justify it.
So I believe what Director Ariola had suggested
The last
is
3
a
years.
valuable and necessary step we need to take and to review the financials of the agency, to make sure that we have, the justification and support,
Right.
should we decide to move
Push
forward
forward,
with
yeah.
an increase.
Yeah, because, what we're talking right now, increase, it's gonna get out on the media that
Yeah.
we're talking about increase.
Yeah.
I mean, just at this meeting,
Mhm.
it's gonna be like,
And that's okay, I mean, like you
Factual and
said,
necessary, then it doesn't matter whether
yeah,
the response from, if we act in a position of fear, then we won't come under any, critical, input from the public, then that's not the way to do it. As long as we are standing on firm ground with regards to having, the information and it being factual, then invite the comments from the public, that's what we're here for,
Right.
hear from the public, but if it is what it is, then it is what it is.
oh, no, for
And,
sure,
the only thing is that we need to communicate that to those naysayers and convince them and show them the hard numbers that it is what it is. And from then on, then we just move forward knowing that we did our due diligence with regards to seeking adequate or appropriate compensation for the people within our organization. Because nobody wants to underpay, one of the biggest resources that we have, especially within this organization where the majority of the costs are the salaries and the performance of the individuals within this organization have to be compensated for. And also, on the flip side, we have to make sure that they work for the money and that everybody's held accountable for what the work they do. But I'm not concerned about public input with regards to criticisms, with regards to looking for increases in salary. I think that's a definite way to bury us with regard as an organization, not to be competitive and to obtain the proper human resources that we need to run this operation. I'm tired of people, just as long as we have the case, we make our case and then we're fine, bring it on.
So,
And
yeah, well noted.
And I have to imagine those individuals who have made bona fide complaints to this board, and we've researched it, we've assessed it, and we did our due diligence, as Member Matt said, and we went out there and we contacted contractors, and we either fined them or we counseled them or whatever. I'm sure they certainly appreciate it, that there's a government entity and or agency, here to protect them and protect the public, so, I know we're doing our job.
We'll get that for
It's part
next
of
month.
transparency.
Exactly, so we will put it on for the next board meeting to review financials and so that
The
we
last
can
3
look
years,
at-
right?
Yeah, and then we can, move forward with this and.
And if we could just do it by line item, that'd be good.
Line item.
Yeah.
Last 3 years by line item. Okay.
Okay. Moving on to CLB outreach. We did touch on it a little bit here, but is there any update or tentative plan or schedule maybe put in
Yes.
place?
With the talk right now, we're kind of baby steps. We're conversing as to what first we need to get, of course, some things to pass out, but the talk is basically what demographics are we trying to shoot for right now. A lot of people talk about the manamkus, the community centers, because they're probably not getting a lot of the information. If that's the wish of the board to attack that demographics first, we can put that on our agenda. We're gonna start off baby steps. Of course, we're gonna add this to our with the same manpower that we have, so it will definitely be just one of our individuals. Of course, we're gonna go out as a team, but do presentations, and of course get some printed out some rules to follow and everything, and not just drop it off, but just to actually do maybe a 30-minute at the most to 45-minute presentation on if you're gonna start a construction project, and so that's where we're at.
Emma, are there any other organizations or agencies that we can partner with regards to having more of like a forum
Mm.
and pool resources? Like GCA, Public Works, that type of thing, revenue tax, in order to have like one unified, one stop, everybody has the questions and we all educate the public as well as our partners
I
within
think
the
he's talking
industry.
about when you guys have a present, and there's booths and all that.
Oh, like an industry day or
Yeah, like
something?
an industry thing, and then we just have a booth there to people can come up and ask questions, and we'll have it there. That's we can do that also.
I did reach out to the Trades Academy to just please let us know of any events coming up so that we can be a little bit proactive and preparing for this. Yeah.
What is it, the Small Business Development Center, I think there's.
So what it does
I
is
think-
increases the amount of interest because not as many people would come to a forum than those that would go to GCA or DPW type of forum or revenue tax. So we actually pool the audience and reach a wider audience.
I mean, I would still
Excuse
suggest
me,
maybe.
I think that would be a great idea if you let the the staff there, figure out, and maybe, set a time, kind of like looking at it. I think maybe to coincide with, I think it's some kind of Guam housing, some expo going on. That would probably be a good thing to be included in that. Okay, and then, sorry, but, I really need to get to the new business before I sign off. I'm in another meeting. Thank you.
Okay, we can come back to that.
Okay,
outreach,
Julia's
but,
up.
so let's just move to new business, election of chairperson and vice chairperson pursuant to 21 PCA, chapter 70 under contractors. So, I need a little bit of a refresher on this process.
So
Nomination.
it is here,
Okay.
it's in the law, it's every year. So we just decided to make it the beginning, the first board meeting of the calendar year.
Okay.
You need a nomination
How many people?
and, oh,
Okay. Well, go ahead, Rena.
Sorry, if it's a law, it's a law, right? That
yes,
we elect a chairperson and vice chair?
yes.
I agree. It is what? Solange? I agree. Well, I make a nomination to keep the chair and the vice chair the same.
The chair is absent.
You wanna be chair?
Chair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Doesn't
Get out.
have to be here to,
He's absent.
I think just as a matter of courtesy, we should
Yeah.
ask if he
Would
would
like-
accept that nomination. Because, you know,
So we wanna push
I
it to
don't
the
know his
next.
professional and or
Yeah.
personal
Yeah, that's,
issues,
yeah.
yeah.
That's a good point.
Table it for.
Next
Yeah.
month?
So we'll table it for next month, out of courtesy and respect for the sitting chair.
The sitting chair, yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
And then I think these are the exams for the review.
yes, the next one, and that was already discussed.
Okay, so, number 2 under new business, we will, table that to next meeting. Okay, announcements, the next regular board meeting is scheduled for February 18th, 2026 at 10 a.m. At this time, I know it's not on here, but are there any, just open table, any comments or any other matters that maybe should be addressed or put on schedule for next board meeting?
We're about ready to start our renewal process,
Okay.
yeah. But other than that, I think everything has been,
Business as usual.
yes.
Okay, and then with that, do I have a motion for adjournment?
Move to adjourn.
Second? Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Rena. With that, we adjourn the meeting at 11:01.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you all
Bye.
for your time.